Hey guys, it's Kween Kat with Hart-Felt Media, and welcome to Artist Insight, where we interview dope artists. We have a dope artist by the name of Smikio. How you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm awesome. Thanks for asking. So tell the people a little bit about yourself. What do you do musically?
Well, my name is Smikio. I was raised in Philadelphia. I'm born in Liberia. I do hip hop and Afro pop.
Okay, nice. So how does being a Liberian raised in Philly impact your music?
It's different. It's like growing up here and being born back home. Growing up here, it's just like I see things different. But when I go back home, it's like the culture is different. But at the same time, it's just the same thing for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you oftentimes feel like you don't really fit in because you're kind of too American for the Africans, too African for the Americans?
It's never that. It's just like whatever I do, I still represent for Liberia.
Okay, that's super dope. So you had a new album just dropped. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Well, Hardest is culturalized. It's giving hip hop. I got my man Kawhi on there too. I got H on there, and I got T on there. So 3 people that I'm actually cool with.
Okay, that's super dope. So tell us a little bit more about the album.
Hardest, it's hard to explain, but it's one of a kind. So I'm gonna put it.
Why exactly is it one of a kind?
Because I think to me it was one of my best projects I ever put out because I took time with it. And I was actually, I actually pictured the way that I wanted it in my way of giving out. So I was trying to try something new because nowadays they like Afrobeat is on taking over.
Yeah.
So I was trying to try that, but at the same time still be myself on it.
Yeah, you did a really good job with the album. And I feel like you took a lot of the critiques and you worked on it.
Yes,
and it was super dope.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. So let's get into the creative aspect of it. You said you took your time with this album.
Yes,
Why so?
Because a lot of people criticize my own music, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this album, it was something like gifted, something different. Because when I was writing to it, I was trying to figure out how can I connect with the African youth? Because everybody have their thoughts on my music. So I was trying to like, I do hear the critics, I do hear everybody talking, but when I'm locked up in the booth, it's like a different type of mindset. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do my best to just put Liberian music to be big for real.
That's super dope. You have a lot of collabs on the album. Who's your favorite?
All of them. I love them all because all of them did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
If there's one thing that you can change about the album, would you?
To be honest, no.
Why so?
Because I believe in my art. It's like being a musician, you gotta believe in what you put out, no matter what he or she like it or those that don't like it. If you believe in yourself, you put it out there. Because nowadays, music is just different. You never know what's gonna pop or who's gonna like what. So you just gotta believe in whatever you put out there.
Okay. So when it comes to your music, do you feel like you get more love at home, or do you feel like when you go out to different states, maybe you get more love out there?
To be honest, it's hard to tell where I get love at. It's like I got people that hate me and love me at the same time. So it's hard to tell who really like my music or who really don't like my music. But those who actually fuck with my music, I'm grateful to them.
So when it comes to support, do you feel like you get more love at home, or do you feel like you get more love from like other countries, maybe when it's time for streaming your music and stuff like that?
Actually, I do get love from other country because streaming, it's like the people keep forgetting music is like worldwide. Multiple people going to stream your music. But at home, it's like hate and love at the same time because it's hard to tell who like my music or who don't like my music. Some people play my music, some people just listen to other people, critics. So that's how I go.
All right. So would you be interested in doing like maybe a tour since you've gotten an album?
I would love to. Who want to go on a tour?
Is that something in the works, or?
Sure. Listen, if the money is there, I'll go for it. Wherever the money, I'll go.
Okay. All right, let's get into your upbringing a little bit more. Because you said you were born in Liberia, but you were raised here. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, born in Liberia is totally different from raising here. I came here when I was 11.
Okay. So coming here as an 11-year-old adolescent, like how did, like what were the actual like what's the word I want to use? Cultural clashes or changes from being brought up back home than being brought up here?
Everything.
Like what?
The food, the friends, the talking, the schools, every single damn thing. It wasn't like one thing that wasn't different. Back home, I can go to school and come home and I get into fight. But America, I go to school, after school you have to fight. If you don't fight, that's your
Why do you
problem.
think that's necessary, especially?
It's like, I was raised in Southwest Philly,
Okay.
feel me? And it's totally different in Southwest Philly. And luckily my parents, I'm grateful to them, they sent us to private school. But I was too hard-headed to be in private school because somebody tried to bully my little sister and I beat him in the classroom. I got kicked out.
Dang.
So my mom sent me to a public school. So public school was totally different. Public school is like you don't know who got beef with who. You don't know who did who. So going into public school just changed my whole mindset. So I started thinking about how can I do this, how can I do that. And I met the right peoples, you feel me? But at the same time, it was too much going on. So hanging around people put me into trouble, but at the same time, I got to defend myself too.
I absolutely understand that. Because even though I wasn't raised in Philly, but I was raised up north, and we used to come here for the summers. And it was the same way with my male cousin. He always had a fight over something stupid, and we never understood it. So thanks for breaking it down. So do you feel like your upbringing really impacted your music?
People around me did.
Okay.
Like my music, people would be like, oh, Smike just talking. No, I'm not just talking. If you actually listen to my music, I'm rapping about something that I actually live, something that I actually experienced.
Okay. Okay, so you said you rap about things that you actually experienced. How do you feel about lyrics being used when it comes to like artists getting in trouble with the law?
I just feel like that's totally bullshit.
Why do you feel that way?
Because the reason why I feel that way, you cannot use somebody's art to define who they are. Don't get me wrong, your art show your true color. But to put somebody in jail for their art, it's not right to me.
But what if their actions were actually depicted in their art?
Hey man, listen.
Listen,
Listen,
without snitch.
that's how I'm gonna say it. That's how I'm gonna listen. Hey man, I'm gonna just say this, right? The way I picture is like people think hip hop is bad. People think like rapping about this and this is bad. But you forget this how some of us was raised. We was
Right.
raised in the trenches. We look up to drug dealers. We look up to scammers. We like couple people's like some things that I can't say on camera, but we look up to them. So when some of these artists they're coming up and they're rapping about their life, their experience, it's not like they talking about themselves. They're talking about their environment.
That makes sense. Where do you see yourself going musically?
Doesn't matter. Wherever God say go, it go. At the same time, I just trying to keep my head up to God and keep doing what I gotta do. If it can take me far to put me at the Grammy stage, I'm still gonna have that flag behind my back representing for my country.
Okay, that's super dope. So how do you feel about performing at like festivals and concerts
I would love
and stuff?
to. What? To pull up a show for my country, who would not trust me? That would be the most proud moment in my life. Like even now, when Finesse hit me up about shows to perform for the culture, I always down for it. I told him, I said, bro, whatever show you got, just pull me in there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make it because right now, Liberia don't have that entertainment base, that entertainment sound. We still trying to figure out what we trying to do, but at the same time, we still have great artists. We have great people that's actually doing their thing, but they don't get recognized for it. They say, oh, that boy doing music, or that girl doing music, or this and that doing music, but they're not actually listening to the stuff the same. Don't get me wrong, some people might have a little bit crowd base of it because other people follow their own critics, and some people follow their own trend. But if you actually listen to some of these artists' music, trust me, they be talking their stuff. Especially Ralph, especially Foreign, Jungle, Akis. details every single body. We all coming up. It's not nobody big, even who. We all trying to go to one places. So as long as we keep growing, we keep working, hey man, ain't nothing stoppable. If God say it's gonna happen, trust me, it's gonna happen.
And that's super dope. So what advice would you give somebody that's thinking about getting started in the rap game?
Just be you. Don't try to fake who you are. Don't try to do so much. No matter what other people say, just be yourself. Just be you. No matter, listen, being a rapper is actually tough because multiple people's gonna test you 24/7. They want to see what you, if you really about that. So you gotta stand on business 24/7. You know what I mean? But sometimes being the bigger person, that doesn't mean you a clown or you scared. Being the bigger person just make you realize that you got something better to worry about.
That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. So how do you really balance the critics? How don't you get beat up about it or decide you want to quit music because people are saying X, Y, and Z?
If they can talk about Jesus, then who am I?
Facts.
Feel me? So everybody got everything to say about me. Jesus fits the same thing too. Like God said, you got to picture your same way. You got to picture yourself as Him too. So I see myself as Jesus Christ. You feel me? If you don't got no haters, you ain't popping, man.
Period. Well, Smike, thank you so much for joining us. Tell the people how they can stream your music, how they can follow you on social media.
Well, stream my music on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Automax, any platforms. They're all there. And I go by the name of Smikio_1 on Instagram.
How do you spell it?
Smikio.
All right. Guys, thank you guys for tuning in to Artist Insight. I'm your host, Kween Kat. See you later.